Hey Classy Career Girl Network, it's Anna Runyon, founder and CEO of ClassyCareerGirl.com and creator of the Corporate Rescue Plan. So welcome everyone today. We are in the midst of the Freedom Workshop, and what that is, if this is the first time that you're joining us, the Freedom Workshop is really about how to become your own boss and grow your business in 2017 and really create a business that is the right business for you. And it's a business that makes an impact and a difference in the world as well. So I'm really excited. I want to give a big shout out to all of you guys who have gone through this Freedom Workshop and who have been here with me on these Q&A calls, who have watched the videos, who have cheered and supported other people in our group. A big thank you guys for being here with me and for just doing this workshop and getting through it and making your goals and your dreams happen. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot thank you enough for helping us with this community and supporting one another, because that's really what it's all about. If you guys can tell, it's Classy Career Girl is not just about me. It's not centered around me. It's centered around all of us and all of you guys, and you guys helping each other and us creating this community. So wanted to give a big shout out to you guys who've gone through the Freedom Workshop. Also, I want to give a big shout out to those of you guys who have already joined us in the Corporate Rescue Plan. So we opened doors this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. We've had a lot of people already starting to flow through the doors, and our welcoming committee in CRP is all ready for you guys. So a big shout out to all of the members. I know we have a lot of you guys with us because you guys are always on the Q&A calls every time I do this and supporting me and supporting each other, and that's really what this community is all about. I know I put on our sales page for the at corporaterescueplan.com is where the fourth video and all the information about the program is at. And on that page, you'll see stories of some of the members that are in our group. And one of the sections I put in there is like, this community is amazing. The women that are in Corporate Rescue Plan are amazing. And I sincerely wish I would have had this community when I was starting my business. I felt very much alone. And so you guys will see when you join that the ladies, Meredith is giving some crazy hearts right now because she knows it. She's one of the amazing members that we have. So I just really appreciate all of you guys that are here with me, everyone in CRP, everyone kind of pushing each other on, because, CRP is really, you guys are helping me too. So all last year, it's kind of just a support community of cheering each other on. So all that to say, if you are new and if you've joined us this morning, I want to give you a big shout out, tell you that you should have immediate access to that membership site. You should be able to get into the CRP members only Facebook community and start to be, jumping in there, diving in there, getting to know the members. But then also most importantly too, just starting in the start here section, going through, figuring out what phase of entrepreneurship you are in, and you can get started right away. It's the weekend, right? So maybe you have some time away from your day job this weekend and you can just run with it. It is there for you. It's waiting for you, that success path to get started. So that is totally open for you guys right now. So today is all about Q&A. I am here to get back into our Q&A and to really answer any questions that you have about Corporate Rescue Plan, about growing your business. It could be anything: website, social media, lead magnets. It could be mindset. It could be delegating. It could be virtual assistants. Whatever you guys have questions about, I'm totally available to answer. I'd love to answer questions about Corporate Rescue Plan because I don't want there to be any challenges, any questions, any what ifs, any confusion in your mind about whether this community could benefit you. So if you do have questions about CRP, whatever they are, just get them out and we can definitely answer them for you. We have CRP members here with us that can answer them for you as well. So let's get started with the questions. We did have some that came in beforehand. So I'm going to start with the questions that we had come in. We had a couple emailed to us, and then we had one posted on the Classy Career Girl Network Facebook group. But if you are listening and you have questions right now, please just type them in and ask them. Don't worry, I can't see your video. I can't see your face. I don't have to, you don't have to show your face. You don't have to talk, but please just type them in if you have any questions, because we really want to help you move forward. We shared a lot of great content in the Freedom Workshop, a lot of training in there, a lot of how-tos, a lot of advice and tips, but I know it's different when you take those trainings and you apply them to your business. That's what CRP is really all about, is taking all the training materials, but then taking action and moving forward and applying that piece of advice to your business. So a lot of the questions that I love that are coming up over and over again on these Q&As is applying like the Freedom Workshop and the trainings right into your specific business. Like, so say I have this type of business, what would you do if? Like those questions are totally fine as well. Okay, so let's get started. Our first question came from Kimberly Nichols. And she said, with focus on social media, Facebook ads, it seems like CRP is geared towards business to consumer marketing. I'm starting a B2B company. Are there strategies in the program that will also teach you how to reach customers of this type? Okay, so Kimberly, I want to kind of change your thinking a little bit, because this is, I think, what makes CRP so valuable, is because it can go across industry, it can go B2B, it can go B2C, because we are geared towards creating relationships and trust with our clients. So for example, when I am selling to a consumer, I'm selling to a person. And even if you're selling to a company, you still have to sell to a person at that company. And so in my head, and how we have created CRP and continue improving it, that's kind of our model, is we don't sell on social media. That's not something that we teach. We teach how to create relationships on social media and how that can lead into the sale. But most likely you're going to still be following the same exact process of really going into a sales conversation, which we have a ton of training on in phase 3 of CRP. We have a whole training on how to have sales conversations, and that's probably what I would recommend if you are doing B2B, is holding those conversations, following the script that we have done over and over again. My background, I used to work with businesses as well. So I used to do some consulting for businesses. I did speaking for businesses as well. So I followed the same model of submitting proposals and invoices, and we have all that stuff in CRP as well. But I would just really challenge you to change your thinking of, like, you're still going to need to create those relationships and develop that trust with people, even though it's at a company. And then the other thing that you might want to think about too, because I thought your question was interesting, how you said CRP is geared towards, we're doing more social media and Facebook ads. If you change your thinking, and I guarantee you CRP will change your thinking. I think Meredith was saying on the Facebook group this morning, she's changing her thinking, and your mindset changes when you get around other entrepreneurs who are elevating and doing this great stuff. So one of the things that might change for you is learning a little bit more about social media and Facebook ads might help you see that you can actually use those to working with a company as well. So for instance, on social media, say I wanted to get ahead of the HR director at Pfizer. Well, I can find them on social media. I can definitely find them on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is social media, but that is probably the number one place I would go if you're trying to market with corporations and businesses, because who isn't on LinkedIn who works for a company? Most people are. And so we cover a lot of that material in CRP, a lot of stuff on LinkedIn. It's one of the things, I love LinkedIn, so it's one of the things we have lots of training on. The other thing to think about, I want to challenge on this as well, is Facebook ads. The targeting on Facebook ads is so great that you could actually target people who work at certain companies. So for example, if you're trying to get a job or not get a consulting job, if you're trying to do consulting job for LinkedIn, I can target people with a Facebook ad who work at LinkedIn. So there's ways that you can do this that you might not even know is possible, but when you start learning about all this stuff, you'll start to see how you can use some of this B2C things you think are B2C, but you can also use them when working with other businesses. Networking is huge as well. We have a lot of training on how to use networking in your business. And so if you're working with companies, that's going to be really big for you as well. Doing any sort of speaking, that's a great way to get into the corporations as well. And we have training on that. But most importantly, a lot of the same stuff applies, as you still got to create your business plan. You still got to get prospects, and you still got to turn them into leads, and you still got to turn them into sales. And so that's really, or you still got to turn leads into prospects and prospects into sales. That's your sales funnel. And whether you're marketing to a consumer or to a business, you're going to have to do the same sort of stuff. And the last thing too, and then I'll get off my soapbox on this, is you're also going to need a website. And we teach a lot of that stuff in CRP in phase 3 as well, as creating your website. So I know most businesses, a lot of businesses actually came to me to help, wanted me to help them with the consulting and also for speaking. They came to me because they found my blog and website. So even if you're working with corporations, I highly recommend having a professional website, still doing your blog, because a real person is going to read that. And by reading a blog, that's how most people like made that decision to hire me, because they knew I knew my stuff. So I hope that answers your first question, Kimberly. Your second question is, the system of sales is also different for B2B businesses. Do the payment systems explained in the CRP work for B2B transactions as well? Yes, there's no difference when you're selling to a business than when you're selling to a consumer, as far as like, you probably won't want to use PayPal. PayPal is like a place where you can start. It's free, right? Like you can just start there. But this next step up is, and we have that list. It's actually in the Freedom Workshop, in the blueprint. There's all those options for what you can use for your shopping carts. And so you'll probably want to, like, another step up. You won't want to use PayPal if you're working with a corporation, I'd probably recommend. But all that to say is it's the same link. So I went from PayPal, I went to One Shopping Cart, and I would send my One Shopping Cart checkout page to corporations, to universities, to consumers, to anyone who was purchasing anything from me, because that was like my shopping cart. That was like my store where I accept money, so they could just put in their credit card information. I even sent that same link to Brazil when they had me come speak to them. I put my fee in One Shopping Cart, sent them a link, and they paid through that shopping cart as well. So I don't think that you have to worry about there being any differences. And I would also kind of keep it open, because you never know, you might want to add in some consumer consulting later as well. And so that is an option too. So the other option as well, so what did I say? Oh, the other thing I wanted to make sure that you knew too, Kimberly, is the value of the community as well. So, you know, these questions that you're asking, especially like the payment systems, these are things that can hold you back, right? This is probably something you've been thinking about for a while, is like which payment processor to use. And that's one of those things that the community is so valuable about, because you can just jump in there and ask a question, and then you get it answered and you can move forward. And it doesn't have to keep you like roadblocked and like stopped for that long, is you can just really move forward. And with the number of women that are in Corporate Rescue Plan, we have over 200 women in Corporate Rescue Plan, there's always someone who can jump in there and help you out. And I'm also in there answering questions and weekly having calls with you guys to help you guys and answer your questions in these kind of Q&A Facebook Live formats as well. So needless to say, if you have questions, you will get them answered so that you can move forward with your business, with your goals, and not let anything hold you back. And there are other women in CRP who are marketing to companies as well, so I wouldn't worry about that. Okay, so this is our last question. Oh, Meredith says, and there's new training on how to create your sales page. Yes, that's coming up. So the benefit of CRP is that every single week there's something new. So that is one of the things that's going to be coming up. Is Meredith was commenting of how she liked our page on corporaterescueplan.com. So I told her we're going to go behind the scenes and just do a little training on how we create our sales pages, how we use our payment processors, all that stuff, so that people can actually purchase what we put out there. And that's the same thing I recommend, you know, when you're working with a business as well. I mean, you can send over an invoice. Most likely they're just going to send you a check. That's usually how I was getting paid. It wasn't actually going through a shopping cart. They were just sending me checks. But you will have the opportunity to be able to create a sales page too. And that might be something that you want to do someday when you work with a business too, is to have that sales page. If you're selling something sales page is really great if you're selling something that a lot of people are going to buy. So I don't have to make it unique to Meredith as to Anna, right? Like, it doesn't have to be different. It can be like the same sales page. A proposal, you're going to want to make different per their requirements and what they need, and it might be a higher dollar amount too. So, but that's something that you might want someday as well. Okay, so the next question, so this is our last question that came in beforehand. So if you're listening to us right now and you have questions about CRP, about starting your business, about growing your business, about social media, websites, all that stuff, just ask in the comments of this Facebook Live, and we will definitely answer you. I appreciate all of you guys are like giving me good shout outs and giving let's see, we have Meredith is with us. Amanda's with us. Welcome, Amanda. You are one of the ones I saw join us this morning, so welcome. Meredith is with us. Hey, Meredith. And that brings up a good point, too. If you have any technical questions about accessing the membership site, about videos, about watching the videos, if you're having any trouble whatsoever with the links, just email our team at info@classycareergirl.com. You guys probably don't realize this, but I am not the only one on the team. There is like a whole team behind us doing things and making sure the emails are getting sent out, the membership site is working, and that's been a little even shaky, or the sales page went live this morning, and that there's always something that goes wrong on launch day, right? When you open the cart. So I am the like content creator, the teacher, the Q&A person. I love talking with you guys. But as far as any sort of like technical questions about the membership site, about accessing the materials, getting login info, passwords, just email info@classycareergirl.com. And if you're watching this later too, and there's something that I wasn't able to answer for you, you still have a question, wondering if CRP is right for you, I would highly recommend first checking out corporaterescueplan.com, because we have a whole FAQ section on the very bottom, so that might answer your question. But if that doesn't answer your question and you have another question about whether it's right for you, just email info@classycareergirl.com and we will definitely get you an answer. The team is amazing. That is one thing, customer service is definitely something we pride ourselves on, in getting back to you guys as quickly as possible. Okay, so Meredith says yes. Teresa says good stuff. Nice to see you, Teresa. Meredith says, yeah, and new training on how to create a sales page. Yep, that's coming soon. Marie is with us. Hey, Marie. Velma says, good job. Good stuff. Thanks. Marie says, having difficulty viewing the live network. So sometimes I try Google Chrome. Sometimes I've had trouble with some browsers, but usually Google Chrome works. If you're having any other technical issues, John is here listening too, so you guys can go back and forth in the comments. But maybe also sometimes it works to listen to the replay. Like, we've had people have an issue with the live part, but then after this is over, it's going to automatically turn into a recording that you can listen to later. And then this is for those of you who want to watch it even later. I always upload it on our YouTube channel as well, so you can watch it on YouTube too. Okay. Amanda says, got it to work, just getting a chance to look at everything. I'm hooked. Awesome, Amanda. Yeah, that's usually what happens when people just join. They're like excited and motivated to see everything that's on there, how much work we've put into CRP to make it the best in the world, basically, and how much training is in there. But we don't want to overwhelm you, so Amanda, it's really important that you just start on the Start Here page. And there's a beginning training. There's a whole training there that will walk you through the 5 phases of entrepreneurship so that you can really pick which phase is right for you. And I always recommend kind of starting at phase 1, making sure that you've completed all the milestones in that designer phase. And we have like a little checklist where you can check the box and just really make sure that you've completed the milestones for each phase, so that when you're ready to go to that next phase, you'll be extremely ready, more than ready. We just had someone, I think it was Kylie this morning, she posted on our Facebook page that she is now in phase 3, side hustler phase. And that's so exciting, because when you get to those later phases, you know you've put in the work and you're way more confident about your business because you've done the business plan, you've designed the right business model for you, and you've put in all the hard work. So when you do get in those later stages, you're going to have more success and you're not going to be spinning your wheels. And that's really the best part of CRP, is it's very personalized to whatever phase that you are in. Prashana is with us as well. Hey Prashana, welcome. Okay, thanks everyone for joining us here. Okay, so if you guys have questions, please comment. I'm going to dive into Anna Harrison's question. Okay, let me have a sip of water. Okay, so Anna has a question about interns. What makes it an internship? Oh, okay. Okay, what makes it an internship? Did you have to arrange with their colleges to give them college credit, for instance? I'm toying with the idea of an intern, but not sure how to outreach or meet the university's requirements for an internship. I believe, at least at our university, that it is simply has to have a way to offer feedback and evaluation to give the students' HR office at the end of the internship, but wondering what your experience is so far. Okay, so I've had both. I've had interns. Oh, Anna's with us. Okay, good. Anna, so I have had interns who aren't getting college credit, and so that's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. They're just Rachel's a great example. Rachel Corpez in our Facebook group, who is helping us create this amazing community at the Classy Career Girl Network Facebook group. She's in college, but I don't think she needs credit. She's not getting credit for it. She's just working her butt off and really motivated and excited. And, so that is an option. They don't have to get credit for it. But that is an option to get credit for it. So for a good example, Ivy, who is our editorial intern, this whole past fall, she has been helping us review guest articles, get them on the blog for us, and she's just been doing better and better and growing, and now she's like someone we really value on our team. But in the fall, she wasn't getting credit. And then she talked to one of her professors and they were like, you should be getting credit for that. And so she came to me asking if we could make this more of like a formal arrangement where we sign something, we have like actual procedures, a description of what the work is and what her requirements are. And then now starting January to May, she has a specific number of hours that she needs to work. At the end of it, like I had to sign something saying, this was agreed upon. They got all my information. And then at the end, I'll have to sign something else saying that she did perform that work and she did work her hours so that she can get credit for it. So I think it can go either way. They don't always have to get credit. But the way that it worked for us is I just by chance was sitting next to a professor of English at my old university at Point Loma Nazarene University at a baby shower, and we just happened to meet each other and started talking, and it was just like I knew I needed help to grow the business, and I knew I needed help editing all these blog posts that you guys are, these amazing guest articles that you all keep sending to us. And so I just threw it out there, like, do you guys have interns that need jobs? Because we publish daily articles and I could really use some help. And so what happened is she jumped on it and she sent it to like all of the English and journalism majors in the university. So like from freshmen to seniors. And we got a big influx then, and then we're continuing to get, and I think she shared it again because just recently I had like 3 more editorial interns reach out to us as well. So that was huge. If there's any way that you can touch base with like the English department, the journalism department, they do have a way to get credit for it. But yeah, it's super simple. I know, so you're kind of wondering if you're toying with the idea of an intern. So that means, so for me, I didn't have an intern till at least about 6 years into actually running this business, because you have to be very clear in what your mission is, what your purpose is. You have to get them excited about where you're headed as well. And you have to be a very good leader, a very good delegator, a very good teacher. You have to be patient. Like you're basically leading someone. And if you don't yourself know the direction of your business and what you want to do and where you want the future to be for your business, creating a mission statement for our business was one of the best things we ever did, because now everyone who works for us knows where we're headed and where we're going. And but in the beginning, I didn't have a mission statement because I didn't know. I was just trying to figure things out and do things and make sales and, grow and quit my day job. So, but I do think the timing was more right this fall when we started getting a lot more clear on our vision and our mission. And I probably wouldn't do what I did because I hired like 6 or 7 interns at once. All specializing in different things. Actually, no, last fall, I take that back. Last fall, I did hire just one intern, Ida, who is now our community manager in Corporate Rescue Plan and Love Your Career Formula. So yeah, it was good to just kind of start with the one, but I had to get very clear on our branding, what I wanted her to do. In my mind, I had to figure it out first before I could teach her, and that was very hard to do in the very beginning of growing my business. So I don't think an intern is the best route for the very, very beginning. I do think virtual assistants are great because virtual assistants, you can kind of task to complete things. I feel a little different about interns because they're working for you for free. And so I want them to leave with something. I want them to get something out of it. I want to train them. I want to mentor them. It's funny, Elaine just joined. She's our Pinterest intern. I was just talking about interns. And so that's how I feel the difference with interns. Like I always ask them in the beginning, like, what do you want to get out of this internship? Like, what do you want to leave with? What do you want to learn? Whereas a virtual assistant, I mean, you kind of tell a virtual assistant what to do, right? You tell them, I need this done, I need this done. I am concerned about where they want to go and what their goals are and like making sure that, we're mapping to their goals, but it's different when someone's doing free work for you because you really have to keep them engaged and trained and excited and motivated about the mission of your company and where you're going and your growth. So it is a challenge, and I don't want to see you hire one and then have them quit too. So Elaine, maybe you have more tips that you can write in the comments. So we had Anna who was asking about getting interns and kind of how to go about doing that. So maybe you have some tips too, because I know your university used to do a lot of internships as well. See, she didn't know she was going to be put on the spot here, but you never know. If you're an intern for us, you could be put on the spot anytime. Okay. Hi, Brashana. Hi, Anna. Okay, so let me know if that answered your question, Anna. Hey, Ella. Okay, so Anna says, my project is in my field and I get asked on LinkedIn all the time by younger professionals if they can get some experience to break into the field, so I think it may work. Yeah, for sure. It cut off the rest of your question, but yeah, if people are interested in the field, I think that's what was really valuable about us is people are very, very, very interested in social media right now in all the different platforms because, I mean, look where we're going. Social media is just taking over, right? There's so much change, there's so much growth. There's a new, it feels like there's a new platform out all the time, or even new platforms are continuous. They're all pushing each other to grow and innovate and change. And so Instagram stories, and we have Snapchat and Facebook Live, and there's so many different ways to communicate through social media and to learn. And so all that is extremely valuable, and companies need that more than ever. So if someone got experience, with us learning, a certain type of social media platform, well, that can go on their resume. And maybe they want to learn a different type of social media platform. Well, that can go on their resume. And so I think for what we were needing help with for the interns, they just got eaten up so quickly is just because of this time, because so many college students right now really want to learn that to be able to benefit companies in the future, because it does take a lot of creativity. It's not something, I'm still experimenting with social media right now every single day. It's like its own little training program is learning how to engage and communicate on social media. And so anytime you can get that experience, you're going to help a future employer out as well. But interns also, it's also important that they know that there could be a future at your company as well. So I think that's really important, Anna, as well, is to kind of set that expectation that you hope to grow with them and train them and help them. And your company is growing too. Okay, so Anna says, on my other comment, I was already managing 3 college-age student workers on my day job, so I know how that's definitely a time commitment. It really is. And it's not for everyone. But as you start to grow, so the transition I've had over this past year or two is basically a transition from growing into like kind of a CEO managerial role, which is something that I always wanted to do. I like leading and managing and mentoring that role, but it's not for everyone, you know? So you have to know that too, of like kind of where you see the company going, and eventually as it grows you have to start delegating those things that you don't like, you're not good at, and start working on your strengths and what you are good at. And that's, I mean, you can clearly see that happening at Classy Career Girl. I mean, just by what I was able to produce for the Freedom Workshop, for those videos and the scripts and putting all that together, I mean, that is solely because that was my number one focus in December and November. That's all I focused on. And so that's because I have a team to help me, and I've delegated a lot of that stuff over the past year or two, so that I'm not like hands-on doing the other stuff that I'm not good at, and I'm focusing exclusively on my strengths and what I am good at. So that is the benefit of starting to hand that stuff off to an intern. And then eventually, I mean, my plan is to go from intern to hire. So I've not had the best of luck of just straight hire, although I have had one really good just straight hire. But the model that I'm going to use as I grow my company now is to take on interns and hire within, because then, you know, we had interns that didn't work out and they've left, and, you know, it just didn't work out. And so if I would have hired them right off the bat, they looked great, they interviewed great, they were great in the beginning, but it just didn't work out. And so that's what I'm learning now with where I am, is I really want to train people up within, and then just, you know, really help them succeed in the company as well. There's lots of opportunity these days. So, okay guys, well, I think that is all the questions that we have today. If you have any more, I'll give you one last chance to post your question, but I want to once again give a huge shout out to, first of all of you guys who have gone through, hey, Natalie is with us, Natalie Powers, it must be after work time for you. One of my best friends from high school is with us. Hey Natalie. And Yuri is with us as well. Okay, so if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to post them in the comments. But I want to give a big shout out to all of you guys who have completed the Freedom Workshop, who went through it. It still will be there for a few days. So if you didn't have a chance to watch any of those videos or to download the workbooks, make sure you check out the video 3 startup blueprint, because that is like a 10-page document all about what you need to do to start up your business. And so you can access that. If you haven't signed up yet, you can access that at www.corporaterescueplan.com/freedom. So that's the first thing. Thank you guys all for going through the workshop. We're not over yet. And then also a big shout out to all of you guys who have already joined us in Corporate Rescue Plan. Like I said, we opened doors this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we've had a lot of you guys already come running in and all excited to start your businesses and grow your businesses and scale them even more. And most importantly, make a bigger difference in 2017 with your lives, with what you have to offer the world for the future. And so that's the most exciting part. You guys have noticed so all the phases, if you've looked into our page at corporaterescueplan.com, which is where you can find out more about CRP, there's 5 phases of entrepreneurship. And that last and final phase is the influencer phase. And I will be completely honest and tell you that phase is not quite finished yet, because there's still some work to do to create that. And my goal is to get as many people through the first 4 phases as possible by next fall of 2017, so that we can dive in together into that influencer phase together. Because my goal is really not just to help you guys make a lot of money. You know, there's plenty of other programs out there that are all about money and making all that money, but like, the difference that you'll find in CRP is it's all grounded on the fact that we're growing these businesses to help other people and to make an impact and a bigger difference than we can just make ourselves. So that's why this is all leading towards that influencer phase, where we can all take our businesses and really impact and change more lives, change more people, and an international level as well, because that's really, if you've listened to any of the Freedom Workshop videos, you've seen that there is so much opportunity right now. The doors are like swinging open to starting a business for you guys. There's 1,200 women every single day starting businesses, and there's no reason why you can't as well. So much opportunity for you guys. It's like I put on that page too, like it's so easy to, it's not easy to start a business, but it's never been easier. And that's what I really want to make clear for you. In no way is this easy whatsoever. It's a juggle. It's a crazy life to get into, but it's so exciting and it's fun, and it's never been easier, especially when you have an affordable community like we have at CRP that can really just give you that step-by-step guidance and move you forward and continue to help you get those, we call them, in our community, we call them CRP wins. So every time that you have a win, every time you do a little baby step, something really small, something that you're just like super proud of, it could just be, you know, writing an email or asking a question or, you know, some little thing, and we celebrate that. We celebrate all those baby steps as well. So I hope to see you guys in Corporate Rescue Plan. I hope to be able to support you further to really help you grow that business of your dreams that makes an impact. So I hope to see you guys there. I hope you guys have a great and fabulous Friday. Anna says, are the mastermind groups mandatory in CRP? No, not at all. They're a huge plus. I highly recommend them. I am actually in 2 mastermind groups myself this year because I know how valuable. I've been in a mastermind group all last year, and it was like it was an amazing experience. So I've actually started a second one this year as well for myself, and I think that they're really valuable, but they're definitely not mandatory. So what will happen is when you join, we only open up the mastermind groups. I think we're going to do them quarterly in 2017. So, but right now we do have that option available for all the people that join Corporate Rescue Plan through January 11th when we close the doors at 11:59 Pacific. So we do have openings for the mastermind groups. It's totally included in your CRP membership. So basically what we do is you sign up if you're interested. So if you're not interested, just don't sign up. But we've had a lot of success coming from those mastermind groups as well. So I'm excited because there's so many amazing women in the community. And now that I know that they're all like getting together and forming these relationships and encouraging and supporting each other, it's like 2017 is going to be amazing. And it says, hi, I get worried about my travel schedule and people feeling like I'm fibbing out about not being around. No, I know you travel a lot. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's being very clear and upfront. I know for my Facebook group, we're all one of my mastermind groups is we're all moms running businesses, and so that one, I mean, something could go wrong, and we're very flexible. So I mean, we have dates, right? We have these dates that we want to meet on, and we try to meet on. But there's always last minute things that come up. Your kid's sick. Oftentimes, Amanda in our group the other day had her daughter on her lap, and we're talking business, and her daughter's here too. And so anyways, I think it's just a matter of what I was meant to say, where I'm going with that is we also have a Facebook group that is just for our 5-person mastermind group. So that is a good place where we can like connect. And I know you're good at Facebook groups, Anna. So if you can't make a call, maybe there's a way that you can provide feedback and suggestions through Facebook group as well. I know sometimes I haven't been able, when I was completely focused on creating that video series, like I couldn't take a break in my day. My number one strength, if you guys have done StrengthsFinder, my number one strength is focus. So for me to like be so focused on the Freedom Workshop and like move my focus to something else, it completely throws me all off. Like I'm like, I can't do anything the rest of the day. So for me, I knew like I couldn't make one of the meetings because I had to just focus that whole day on the mastermind group or on the Freedom Workshop. And I just told them, they understood. And then I was able just on the Facebook group, people had questions. So I just like typed some answers back on the Facebook group, and I really don't feel like I missed out that much as well. So maybe there's a way But that's one of the things we recommend, is that every mastermind group also creates a Facebook group so that they can like have kind of, their own place. And that's not required, but it's kind of like a nice place that's small, and you trust the people that are in there, right? And they know you inside and out. They know the stuff you're going through, and so you can post there. So oftentimes when something like frustrating happens, so this is a funny one. I posted this morning. So this is the kind of stuff that we post in our mastermind Facebook group. I posted, I told my mom that doors were opening this morning for Corporate Rescue Plan, and I think she thought I was going to have a party at my house today. So, because she didn't really know what doors opening meant, she thought we were going to have a party today. So that's the kind of stuff, like, I don't necessarily want to like post to like we're almost at 5,000 members now. I don't want to like spam all you got 5,000 members with that comment, but like, it's just so funny. I had to like share it with someone, and I knew that they would get a laugh out of it. So that's kind of like what a mastermind group is too. It's kind of just like laughing and supporting, and just laughing about this business that we're in, and entrepreneurship, and starting a business, how crazy life is at sometimes. And sometimes you just need to vent a little bit, and that's kind of what they're there for you as well. So hopefully that helped you guys. Thank you all for being here, and hopefully we get to support you, hold you accountable, and help you really reach your goals and dreams in 2017 in the full Corporate Rescue Plan training program and membership community. So we're all there waiting for you guys. We have a whole welcome committee that has already signed up. They're like, I want to be on the CRP welcome committee, which is amazing. So you'll get welcomed into our community. We can't wait for you guys to join, and really to help you reach your full potential in 2017 and way beyond. So any questions, just email our team at info@classycareergirl.com, or leave a comment below and we'll get back to you. Bye guys, have a good day.